What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan, and I'm BMX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have an Errata and Rules update for the Digimon TCG. More specifically, we have the Rules Q&A for EX8 as that dropped on Friday. So we're going to be talking about all the cool rule stuff that's coming out and just talk about the changes to the rules, all the different card information you might need to know when playing these cards. It's nice to look at the Q&A and just kind of go through, okay, what's an effect we need to kind of watch out for because we could play that wrong, and that's why we do this here. These Q&A videos, we want to kind of go through the certain effects and just go, okay, what's common knowledge that we should know about these effects. And I always like it because there is some useful information in there. Sometimes it doesn't cover everything that you can possibly think up. Like, I didn't know for the longest time that in order to play an option card that's dual colored, you need to have both colors on the board. I figured you only needed one, just because when you digivolve, you only need one of the two colors that are in that card to digivolve properly from it. So, I mean, there's things that you don't always know, but you find out later, which is always good. People are very helpful when they, give you that information. But yeah, let's get into it here, and let's just talk about the Q&A for EX8. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, we can just put it onto Extra Booster 8, so it just kind of goes just to that. So it starts with Digimon X and Antibody, one of my favorite cards of the set. Can I activate this card's inherited effect even if my opponent's Digimon and the Digimon that has this card's and its Digivolution cards are deleted at the same timing? No, you can't activate it. Not a lot of cards will do that, though, because I think, like, it just depends. Like, certain things, potentially could delete at the same time. I feel like Retaliation would delete after the fact. Maybe it would, yeah, let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like something like Retaliation, if you, like, attack something and delete it, it wouldn't delete at the same timing because your effects as player priority would go off before, but I could be wrong. Maybe it does go off at the same timing. Other than that, I can't think of anything where it would delete at the same time. It'd be interesting. And then, where is it here? Digimon X Antibody, same thing, so it doesn't matter. Master Tyrannomon, can I use this card's when digivolving effect to suspend either my Digimon or my opponent's Digimon? Yes, you can suspend either player, so it doesn't specify. Dynomon, can I use this card's on-play when digivolving effect to suspend? Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Another Dynomon, if I have this card in the battle area and it's suspended, can my opponent's BT8 Marsmon attack their unsuspended Digimon? No, it can't attack if a can or may effect activates at the same timing as a can't effect. The can't effect takes precedence. So that's Raid. Raid allows you to attack an unsuspended Digimon with the highest DP. However, Dynomon blocks this because he blocks you from attacking unsuspended Digimon. Or basically any other Digimon than him, I believe. But yeah, as long as he's suspended. So, yeah. I have this card in the battle area and it's suspended. If my opponent's Digimon attacks my suspended Digimon, can my opponent's use Raid on the attacking Digimon? Okay, sorry, I was thinking of Marsmon. This is the other Marsmon, but I was thinking of the Raid Marsmon, which is actually BT11, which is kind of the same thing. I'd have to look at what the BT8 one says, but nobody plays that card anymore. To switch the target of my attack. So yeah, if I have this card to my attacks, my suspended Digimon, can my opponent use Raid on the attacking Digimon to switch the target of the attack to my unsuspended Digimon? Yes, it can. The card's opponent's turn effect only allows suspended Digimon to be chosen for the attack target upon the attack declaration. After attack, suspended Digimon, possible to use Raid to switch target. Okay, so you can. Okay, so you can Raid. I'm mistaken. So any Raid gets around that ability because it switches the target to an unsuspended Digimon. Okay, so Raid does work, but any effect that just allows you to attack unsuspended will redirect to him. because raid specifically switches. See, it's good to know that distinction. I didn't think that would work, but it obviously does. I have this card in the battle area, and it's suspended if my opponent's Digimon isn't affected by effects. Can it attack Digimon other than the suspended Digimon? Yes, it can attack them. Yeah, if it isn't affected by effects, it's good. So I feel like, yeah, like Gallimon X would have that happen. Some other stuff here. No, let's get Polar Bear. MetalSeadramon Ace. What position on the memory gauge does if you have one or more referred to? It refers to when your memory gauge is at 1 or further to the left on your side. I have this card in the battle area. An opponent's Digimon digivolved into a Digimon card that has Blitz, and now I have one or more memory. Can that Digimon use Blitz to attack at such time? No, it can't attack. This card's Altern's effect will activate as soon as you have one or more memory. Therefore, none of your post Digimon can suspend, and they can't attack unless they suspend. Unless they have overflow, I guess, or an overclock. Plusiomon. Does this card's your turn effect trigger when this card itself is played? Yes, it triggers. Does this card's your turn effect trigger when a card digivolves into this card itself? Yes, it triggers. I use this card's your turn effect to DNA digivolve, then attack using that Digimon. At such times, in what order can I activate that when Digimon's when digivolving effect and when attacking effect? The effects trigger simultaneously, so the player can choose the order of activation. Yeah. That's cool to know, because you can basically DNA digivolve, attack, and then activate them in whatever order you want them to, which is kind of, you'd think that the when digivolving would happen first, then it would attack, because it would resolve the DNA digivolve first, and then attack. But Scattimon, can I place either of my Digimon or an opponent's Digimon as the bomb security card for this card's when digivolving, when attacking effect? Yes, you can. What about Aegis-Dramon? Oh, holy crap, that's a lot of Aegis-Dramon. We have a Tapirmon, which is now the memory blocker for yellow. I feel like every deck has a memory blocker now, but I'll have to go through that one day and just figure out what does your opponent can't gain memory other than by tamer effects do exactly. With this effect, your opponent memory will no longer increase by any effects except for tamer effects. This affects the opponent player. Can I gain memory using an effect on a tamer that is treated as a Digimon with something XP or DP due to the effect while my opponent has? Your opponent can gain. Yeah, okay. So basically, can you use it with tamer? Yes, you can. Though when an effect is activated on a card that is treated as both a Digimon and a tamer, the effect is treated as both a Digimon effect and a tamer effect. Therefore, you can gain memory. So that's actually good to know. So if Marcus suspends and gains you memory, and he's treated as a Digimon, he's still technically a tamer. He's both. So yes, it's good to know, because I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought like Marcus goes, nope, sorry, you're Digimon right now, you can't do that. Digimon X and Antibody. If I use this card's your turn effect to use an option card, when is the part of the effect after if this effect is processed? Once you activate the effect on the option card used with this card's your turn effect, then you process the part of the effect after if this effect. So you finish basically using the option card. Once the option card's effect is used, then you would use the other one, the other part of that effect. Can I use this card's Agumon, the green purple one. Can I use this card's on play effect to spend either my Digimon or my opponent's? Yes, either players. Dark Tyrannomon. Can I use this card's on play when Digivolving effect? Suspend a different card from the one that's given. Sorry. When Digivolving effect, suspend a different card from the one that's given, can't unsuspend. So basically, you can choose something that's suspended and basically make it so it can't, unsuspend, but then you can suspend something else. So it doesn't have to be the same target, which is usually the case with a lot of those cards. Can I use this card's on play when Digivolving effect to suspend either my Digimon or my opponent's Digimon? Yes, you can suspend either player's Digimon. Can I activate this card's inherited effect even if my opponent's Digimon and the Digimon that has this card and its Digivolution cards are deleted at the same timing? No, you can't activate it. No trashing for you. Hercules TCG Ace. Can I use this card's on play when Digivolving effect to suspend either my Digimon? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, as long as it doesn't specify, we're just going to try and skip past these because there's a lot of them. As long as it doesn't specify only your opponent's Digimon, you can always suspend your stuff. Gogmamon. What cards can be played using this on deletion effect? It can play one mineral trait Digimon card with a play cost of 5 or less, or it can play one rock trait Digimon card with a cost of 5 or less. Cyberdramon X-Antibody. Multiple effects trigger when this card digivolves. In what order they activate, player chooses because it's simultaneous. What does the trash one option card in your opponent's battle area effect do? This effect trashes an option card that was placed by a place this card in the battle area effect. So bye scrambles and bye mem boosts. I just like that there's cards that can be trashing those now. They're gonna be more frequent, so it's gonna be like, oh look, I spent a couple turns building up this big huge memory wall to basically help me win the game, and it's like bye. Peridimon. Can I use this card's when attacking effect to trash a total of 3 Digivolution cards from multiple different Digimon? Yes, you can. It just says yeah, so it doesn't have to be him. Can I trash just 2 Digivolution cards for the conditions of this card's when attacking effect? No, you can't. By doing X condition, by doing a X condition can't be met if only some of the required actions are performed. The conditions for this when digivolving when attacking require you to trash the specified number, so you can't activate it partially and just trash stuff to gain like memory or something like that. You have to be able to trash all 3. Can I use this card's end of your turn effect to place Digi-Egg cards with mineral rock trait from my trash? Yes, you can, because that's how you gain memory in this deck. Can I activate this card's end of turn effect, but choose not to place cards with the mineral or rock trait from my trash? It's this Digimon's Bomb Digivolution card. No, you can't. If this card's end of your turn activates, you must place at least one card in the Digivolution cards. However, if you choose not to activate this effect, it won't activate, and you don't place any cards in its Digivolution cards. Piedmon Ace. Can I use one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn in this card's on play when digivolving effect to give the same Digimon minus 2000 DP multiple times? Yes, you can. Can I use one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn on this card's on to give different Digimon minus? Yes, you can. It's your choice when it activates multiple times. I activated one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn in this card's on play when digivolving effect. Then the DP of the opponent's Digimon reduced to 0. Is that Digimon deleted before this activates 3 more times? No, it isn't deleted yet. This card's on play when digivolving effect activates one of your opponent's Digimon 4 times, then all Digimon with 0 DP. Okay, so basically you have to choose all your targets. They get their DP reduction at the exact same time, and then whatever gets deleted gets deleted. So Bolt Boutmon. I use this card's when Digivolving effect to reduce the DP of an opponent's Digimon to 0. Then I played EX8 Piedmon Ace. Does that Piedmon Ace all turns effect trigger at the same time? Yes, it triggers even if you use this card's when Digivolving effect to reduce the DP of your opponent's Digimon to 0. It isn't yet deleted at the time after you play Piedmon Ace from your trash, and this effect is resolved. Then all Digimon with 0 DP are deleted at the same timing. Digimon with DP of 0 deleted after playing Piedmon Ace, and then Piedmon Ace's all turns effect will trigger. Ooh, Target Williams. I have 2 copies of this card in my battle area. My Tyrannomon attacks, and I activate the effect on my first copy to digivolve it into Master Tyrannomon. At such times, does the on-play when digivolving effect of the second copy of this card Master activate first? Okay. Master Tyrannomon's on play when digital. I love sometimes the writing is just really poor. On play when digivolving effect activates first. As soon as your Tyrannomon attacks and your turn effects on the 2 copies of the card, trigger simultaneously the effect on the first copy of the card used to digivolve Master Tyrannomon. Then EX8 Master Tyrannomon's on play when digivolving effect is newly triggered. Therefore, that effect activates first due to the derived triggering rule. So basically, it kind of interrupts the chain. I don't like using that term because it's a Yu-Gi-Oh term. Chaining effects was really hard to always figure out. But yeah, it basically it activates in a chain. It puts itself to the front of the list before the other Ryotaro would go in. Close. Can I use this card's your turn effect to place Digi-Egg cards? Yeah, we know that. Yes, we can place Digi-Eggs, or else the Digi-Egg would be bad. Other options. Nightmare Soldiers is the while you have no face-up security cards condition met when I have 0 cards in my security stack. Yes, it does. Can I also activate this card's main effect when I have 0 cards in my security stack? Yes, you can. In such cases, you can add a card from your security stack to your hand. Therefore, you only place this card in your security stack. Sorry, in this case, you can't add. So you just put it in your security stack. What happens to cards placed face up in the security stack by effects? They become face up security cards. They remain revealed. Other than rules that specify face up security cards, the rules apply in the same manner as standard security cards. What happens upon a security check for a security card that's face up? The check is performed with the card left revealed. Other than the rules for the card left revealed, the rules apply in the same manner. So basically, if it has a security effect, it activates. Does this card's security effect trigger upon security check with the face up? Yes, it does. What happens if I shuffle a security stack that includes face up? Any face-up cards are placed face down, then you shuffle the cards after shuffling all cards. So if it shuffles the series stack, it puts it back face down. Good to know. See, I wouldn't have known that. That'd be bad for Royal Base too. I didn't check that when we were doing Royal Base stuff. Gallimon X-Antibody. Multiple effects trigger when this card digivolves. You choose the order, it's simultaneous. My opponent has a Digimon with 10,000 DP or less. Can I meet if this affected delete condition in this card's when digivolving an attack effect by not choosing a card to delete? No, you can't. If your opponent has a Digimon with 10,000 DP or less, you must choose that card and delete it. My opponent has a Digimon with 10,000 DP or less. Can I meet if this card didn't delete condition if this card's when digivolving by choosing? So is that the same question? choosing an opponent's Digimon with an effect that prevents deletion. Yes, you can. If you choose a card that prevents deletion, then it will not, and it won't work, and then you will get the if this effect didn't delete. So that works. That doesn't. You can't choose. You can't not choose to delete. What position on the memory gauge does while you have 0 or less memory? It refers to basically 0 or your opponent's turn. 0 or your opponent's turn. What does isn't affected by effects mean exactly? This effect prevents Digimon from being affected by effects. For example, your Digimon won't suspend if chosen for a suspend one of your opponent's Digimon effect, and its DP won't be reduced for it's chosen for a one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP effect. Can a card that has isn't affected by effects effect be chosen for an effect? It can be chosen, just nothing happens. Can a card that isn't affected by effects be given an effect? Yes, it can. However, it won't be affected by it. Basically, same thing. If a card is affected by an effect and then it later gains isn't affected by effect. God, that is awful English. What happens to the effect that was affecting it as soon as it gains isn't affected by effect, it will no longer be affected. So if it has something and then it manages to get to 0 memory, like if it can't suspend per se, and then you get to 0, well, now it can't suspend. If a card isn't affected, blah, 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 then it later loses the isn't affected by what will happen to the effect that it gained. It will be affected by the effect as soon as as it can be affected by effects. So many effect words in one chain. When a card that isn't affected by effects was given an effect that triggers at timing such as when attacking, will the effect trigger if that card later meets the trigger conditions? No, it doesn't trigger. If an effect is given to a Digimon that isn't affected by effects, it won't trigger. Again, as long as it's still there, even if it has a trigger, unless you're at 1 memory. If you're at 1 memory, then it will trigger. Medieval Gallantmon, last one we're going to talk about. Can I use this card's when digivolving effect to suspend either my Digimon? Yes, you can. It's always the same. Just like every card. Can I use the conditions for this card's first effect to just suspend 1 Digimon? No, you can't. By doing X condition, no, you can't. By doing X condition can't be met if only some of the requirements. The condition for this card's first effect require you to suspend a specified number of Digimon. Does this card's all turns effect trigger when this card itself is played? Yes, it triggers. Does this card's all turns effect trigger when either my Digimon or my opponent's Digimon is played? Yes, it does. Which it has a really sweet all turns, which you should check out if you haven't. But that is it. That is the Q&A for EX8. We only did a handful of cards. It takes too long to get through everything. A little bit less on the EX set, but we took a good selection of cards. A lot anything to do with suspension was all the same. But other than that, pretty simple stuff. It was cool to know that Raid Dynomon does not get through Raid. So that's cool. So yeah, that's have to watch out for that, and certain other effects to how things work out. It's always good because it's interesting, like I said, and just knowing exactly how an effect works. And that last Gallantmon X stuff was just gobbledygook, but we got through it anyways. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. That's all for now, folks.